Kevin over here at Andy's Roofing, and I am the general manager. Some of the problems we were having before we joined Executive Partners were mishaps within CRM, accurate reporting, inaccurate financials. It starts all the way from the smallest problem to the biggest problem. So a lot of the things that were put in place just have been night and day changes for me as a general manager, but the company as far as moving the needle going forward. For me, the biggest thing that you guys offered out of some of the other people that didn't was just the background of the people at Executive Partners, which is having the people that have experienced with Job Nimbus and have worked there. Someone like Connor, who's got the financial background of dealing with other companies of a similar size or even bigger. That way, I know I could trust the advice, the leadership, the answers to my questions without second guessing everything. Our company has made leaps and bounds progress with financial clarity since we joined Executive Partners. We actually are really getting into the majority of things that I need as a general manager within the last probably month, which is the budgeting part of it and making sure we're in a good spot going forward. We wanted to make sure that we had everything implemented within Job Nimbus before we went to these exercises to make sure reporting was correct, make sure that we were actually documenting things the correct way in QuickBooks Sync. That was the biggest thing. And so I'm really seeing a big trickle effect of that as far as the things that I'm able to see, the things I'm able to track. It's been awesome. My numbers that I have now are much more accurate since working with Executive Partners than they were before. As far as the way that they're broke down on the P&L, as far as accurate and reporting numbers, we still have things to go, things to change, but it's probably at least 50% better. Some of the things that we were having before Executive Partners where I think it was accurate data, accurate tracking, the way that the CRM spoke to my day-to-day people, whether it's a site supervisor, whether it's the outside sales reps, the automations, the communications that go out to customers, none of those things were being utilized in the other CRM, and quite frankly, it didn't have the capabilities that Job Nimbus did. And I know I've actually came from another company that worked in Job Nimbus that bridging that gap to Job Nimbus could have been okay and it would have been fine, but without having the support of Executive Partners and the people there that have the knowledge and expertise of how to put it in there, there's no possible way we would ever been able to use Nimbus as it's supposed to be. So I think that having the people there with the knowledge base was just night and day difference in my other experience with Job Nimbus. So it's way better than my other experience I had. The biggest things I think for me as a general manager since I started with Executive Partners was just the financial clarity and the accountability. So the financial thing is obviously really big for the future of the company, making sure we're tracking things correctly, but I don't have to babysit other people to do their jobs. Job Nimbus is doing it for me, which was set up through Executive Partners to do that. So basically I know that if something hits my automated tasks, I know that there's a problem and I know I can step in. Before that, I don't have to go back and check on jobs. I don't have to check on statuses. I don't have to check on updates. Executive Partners has set up those automations to hit me after it hits a certain amount of days. And once it gets to my desk, I know that there's a problem. My experience with Connor is a very extremely knowledgeable, fast-paced working individual that just wants to get stuff done, which is why I vibe with him, because I just want to get stuff done. I don't want to beat around the bush. I don't want to waste time that's unnecessary for certain things. And so Connor has helped with a lot of those things. And a lot of it I've never even known about. It's being done behind the scenes. I think that's one of the great things about EP is that I'll ask them to do something and it's done within an hour or two behind the scenes, and I never even have to worry about it. So I've been extremely excited about that. Mikaela's help, I can't really I can't stress enough about how awesome she is with Job Nimbus and the back end stuff. Anytime I've had a question, whether it's an automation, whether it's reporting, they're extremely quick to respond, even though I know that they're always busy, whether it's on messaging, text messages, late at night. I always get a response. So the experience with both of them has been awesome, to say the least. For anybody considering working with executive partners, I think it's just an absolute no-brainer. There's no part of me that regrets ever, working with you all in any aspect or manner. I know for a fact that our business is miles ahead of where it was when we started. And that is as much as I've allowed them to help. So anything that I've asked has been done, whether it could be something as small as an automated task going to a customer or something as big as changing our entire chart of accounts, which they've done. It's been just beyond my expectations of the help that we would receive. So for me, as a newer general manager, I was pretty novice into this role and understanding the expectations, the things that I need to track and measurables. And they have coached me in a lot of ways to become a better manager and to help this company continue to grow and go forward. So it's been leaps and bounds better for me.